What is up, guys? This is BeyertheMovieNerd, and I am joined again by Agent of Hydra.
Hail Hydra!
And as you can tell by the title of this video, we are doing what our dream team Sinister Six would be. So I'm very excited for this, and as you guys know, Agent of Hydra is an expert in villains, so this should be interesting.
I am indeed, and it just happened that I went cosplaying as a villain, so I'm already geared up for a villain video.
Yeah, Agent of
Take
Hydra.
it away.
Alright, so, we'll start with my six first. We're gonna go with Shocker, Doc Ock, Scorpion, Rhino, Mysterio, and the Vulture. I feel like this would be a really cool Sinister Six. You have to have Doc Ock in there, obviously. And I feel like a lot of these villains are not like Spidey's main villains. Like, you don't see Goblin in here or anything like that. It's like you get Mysterio. You haven't even seen him in a movie. Vulture, Scorpion, Shocker, and Rhino. I feel like that would be really cool. What are your thoughts?
Well, I like your choices. Honestly, I feel like this is really close to the original team-up, and with a bit of a mix of the 90s animated series. On the Doc Ock, yes, totally understandable. You have to have Doc Ock in there. Yeah, Rhino is actually the only villain that I want to see back, actually, because I feel like he was really wasted in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Of course, Scorpion would be great because he can later go into Venom.
Mm-hmm.
And Shocker, well, my first channel name is called The Shocker, so yeah, obviously I like The Shocker. Mysterio, of course, is just made for the big screen. And Vulture, yeah, Vulture is just really all kinds of awesome.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So that is my six, so I'm interested to hear what your six are.
Well, yeah, well, my Sinister Six are Dr. Octopus, the Vulture, Kraven the Hunter, Hobgoblin, the Shocker, and the Rhino. Now, to get into a bit of explaining, the reason why I picked this is, well, Doc Ock, yeah, that's obvious, because you have to have Doc in there. You have to have Doc Ock in the Sinister Six, regardless of whatever. Kraven, because Kraven, I feel like, really needs to have an appearance, because he's just super, super amazing. And Vulture, yeah, Vulture is also a classic six, has always been a part of the Sinister Six in one way or another. The Shocker because, well, he's a villain for the sake of being a villain, and that interests me. Hobgoblin because I kind of want Hobgoblin to be part of the new Spider-Man franchise as a replacement for the Green Goblin. And Hobgoblin was a part of the Sinister Six, the second incarnation. And Rhino, well, yeah, I want Rhino to actually have a redo because I feel like Rhino is done in the Amazing Spider-Man movie. Total waste of Paul Giamatti, who is a great actor. So yeah, that's the reason why I picked my six.
I really like your six. You have some interesting picks there, such as the Hobgoblin. I didn't think of the Hobgoblin, but that would be an interesting choice. You don't really see much of the Hobgoblin. It's mostly just the Green Goblin. I noticed our lineup is pretty similar.
Well, I wouldn't say exactly similar. I did basically something like a complete do of the Spectacular Spider-Man version from the animated series from a few years ago. And I went kind of with that, but then with Kraven and such. And Hobgoblin was mostly as a replacement for Kraven in the second incarnation of the Six in the comics. So I thought I want Hobgoblin to appear to just replace the Green Goblin because, as you know, I don't want Green Goblin to return. Or well, I do. I have no problem with Norman Osborn appearing per se, but I do have a problem with the Green Goblin appearing. I don't care which version it is actually. I don't know if it's Norman or Harry, but that's why I want the Hobgoblin instead.
Yeah. So just a quick question. Let's say they were going to introduce the Green Goblin. Would you rather them go the Norman Osborn route or Harry Osborn? If they confirm they would.
Well, then it's obvious that it would be Norman Osborn, of course.
Yeah.
I'm really against it, but you just have to go with Norman Osborn, but you don't necessarily have to make a new Green Goblin. I mean, Norman on his own is quite something.
Yeah, you don't have to have Green Goblin. Norman's powerful on his own.
But then I have a question for you. Do you think Green Goblin could be a part of the Sinister Six? Because it was alluded in Amazing Spider-Man 2 that he would.
Yeah, I think he could. If they would do Sinister Six, unfortunately, I do think he would be a part of it. I don't necessarily want him to. I wouldn't mind seeing Green Goblin in a movie, but we can talk about that later. But I feel like he could be in the Sinister Six, but I don't necessarily want him to.
Well, I think he was part of the Sinister 12 or Sinister 7. I think it was Sinister 12 that he was the leader, or that was in the Ultimate Universe.
Mm-hmm.
But what I think that we can agree both on one thing, that Dr. Octopus needs to appear in the Sinister Six. He doesn't necessarily have to be the founder or the leader, but he has to be in it.
Yes. And I feel like, I mean, he is the founder of the Sinister Six. He's always been a part of it in some way or manner. So I agree totally with you. You have to have Dr. Ock in there. He doesn't. In my opinion, he should be the leader, but he doesn't have to be. You have other characters that could be the leader, as you said. Hobgoblin could be the leader. You could have Mysterio, something like that.
Yeah, Hobgoblin was actually was leader of a Sinister 7 actually.
Mm-hmm.
To fight Kane. And Mac Gargan, the Scorpion, I think that they can make him the next Venom actually. Not that necessarily Eddie Brock does have to be. Because Mac Gargan as Venom was more deadly than Eddie Brock.
Yeah. Okay.
Eddie Brock was in the... So I suppose that was the 6, and we both have Rhino in it. Do you think Rhino should have a redo?
Oh, of course.
In Amazing Spider-Man?
And it shouldn't be a mech suit. I didn't like that idea. I want Rhino to be like half guy, half Rhino kind of character. I don't want him to be like in a robotic suit.
Well, I don't necessarily mind the robotic suit, but Rhino just got barely no time. Paul Giamatti, amazing actor. I find it really bad that he never got a chance to actually be the Rhino. And I was so happy for Rhino actually to appear, but now I just want him to have a redo.
Yeah.
But Marvel will do it right.
Marvel will do the Rhino right. So what are your thoughts of having Mysterio in the Sinister Six? Would you mind that, or...?
No, I would happily endorse it. Mysterio is my top choice for the villain in the first movie, because Mysterio is a really amazing villain. I always loved him, and he is just a really cinematic villain. He is made for the big screen.
I agree, and I think the Hobgoblin would be really interesting. Kraven the Hunter, I think that would be a very cool pick. In my eyes, I would take either of our teams. I think they're both pretty spot on Sinister Six teams.
Yeah, I have to pick yours for nostalgic reasons, because it kind of is similar to the original Sinister Six in the comics and the Insidious Six from Spider-Man animated series, which featured Doc Ock, Mysterio, Scorpion, Chameleon, Rhino, and, if I'm right, the Shocker.
Yes. Well, any final thoughts, Agent of Hydra?
Well, no, not really, except from subscribe to my channel for more villain-related stuff.
Yes, subscribe to Agent of Hydra's channel, and if will this go up on your channel? I'm assuming this will go up on your channel as well.
Yeah, it will.
Okay, so if you're on his channel, subscribe to me. If you're on my channel, subscribe to him. So thank you for joining me, Agent of Hydra. I enjoyed our little Sinister Six dream team kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, I liked it too.
Yes. Okay. Well. Thanks for joining me. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, and catch you on the flip side of YouTube.
Later, Hail Hydra.